good. Well, good morning, everybody. Let me first start with the weather today. Ohio really has a bullseye directly on us. If you look at the weather warnings, we are at a level 4. So this is a probability of high wind, flooding, possible tornadoes, possible hail. And this covers virtually the entire state. So we had one phase. Now we're going to head into the second phase around 2 o'clock this afternoon that should run till about midnight. So I would just caution all Ohioans to be extremely careful. Stay close to your devices, your TV, your radio. This is the best way to get the information. We know some areas here do not have the normal activation warnings. But again, TV is a great place. Follow that. Again, if you have devices, make sure you follow those as well. This is not a, it's a very, very serious situation. And anybody who's driven around, I drove in from Cedarville today, you can see all the fields that are already flooded. So we're in a very, very dangerous situation. People just need to be very, very careful and very, very cautious. Let me kind of bring everyone up to date about where we are. We just had a good meeting with a number of the leaders of the Indian Lake region, county commissioners, mayors, chamber, others, really to kind of get a understanding of exactly where we are here. Indian Lake is a very, very special place. This is a place that is loved by people, not only who live here, but people who come here during the summer. And so it is, I think, imperative that we do everything we can at the state level to be of assistance. Let me talk for a moment about the federal level. As you know, last Friday, we asked for a FEMA presidential declaration. We are told by FEMA that a decision could take a long, long time before we even get a decision. We hope that that is not true, but they're telling us this could take a long time. Second, there is no guarantee that we will get this presidential declaration. We certainly hope that we will. We're certainly urging the White House to get that declaration, but we have no guarantee at this point that we will get that declaration. Therefore, it is very important, I think, for the state to take action. Last week, I tasked my cabinet with looking at coming up with a plan to be of assistance to really 3 groups. We have individuals who have lost their homes. We have individuals who are in a very bad situation. We have many people who've been displaced, people who don't have a place to live. We also have businesses that are not able to function. And anyone who's ever run a small business, I think, has a pretty good idea that every day that goes by that you're not be able to function is a very bad day. And the third group, we have some of our villages that frankly do not have the money, and they are getting hit. They've had a lot of extra expenses that have come about. So I have been working with the leadership of the legislature. They are very, very interested and want to be of help. So this is going to be a combined effort between the governor's office and the Senate and the House of Representatives. We're all working together now to come up with a plan that we hope to be able to announce in the near future. So let me ask our 2 legislators who are here. We start with John.
Thanks, Governor. Good morning, Tim. Come on up, Tim. Good morning, everybody. John Cross, representing the 83rd District, which includes Indian Lake, and I'm pleased to have Tim Barhorst here, who also covers Logan County. We had a great meeting yesterday with President Huffman in the Senate. talking about ways we can help with the Indian Lake Chamber, Logan County Chamber, the county commissioners, ways that first we can address the housing needs for folks that need stable places to live. So we are at the ready, but first I just want to thank the governor. Governor, thank you for just being here right away. Matter of fact, I think you were here the very next day. You were touring the areas. I want to thank your team. I know we have some directors here from ODNR, Public Safety, and Emergency Management Association. They have been phenomenal. We are just really pleased with everything that's happening here, and the Indian Lake community. My goodness, if you look today versus day one, it's amazing how this community has rallied together, both for individuals and for businesses. And so we're going to take this very seriously and quickly try to address this with some financial dollars to help. But also, I think we're also looking long-term, as the governor talked about, ways to help businesses get back on their feet. You look at Lakeview, that whole business district got destroyed. Council chambers got destroyed, so we're working with the mayor. The mayor's here today. Make sure you have a place to operate, the government can function. And we're lucky, the state's in good financial position. We're in a good, healthy financial position where I think we can get these dollars executed quickly and be of help.
Thanks, John. Thank you, Governor, for coming here, representing the southern part of the county. It's kind of a county-wide center of your recreation and your tourism is up here in John's district. And I'm just here to support the governor and Representative Cross in the 83rd, represent the 85th. And I really want to commend your local sheriff department, your local officials, and sheriffs around the state. They were coming from as far as Summit County, Noble County, deputies coming back and forth and doing their thing. And I think the whole state of Ohio has got your back. We have a controlling board meeting, which is the finance committees of the House and Senate, and the governor's got a representative on there, that we want to have a plan that we can put into action by then. The meeting yesterday went very well. It was more than an outline. We have a lot of details. We have a number we're looking at. I think we got to just, over the next week, get the rest of that detail together, and we'll have something for you to get to this temporary housing solution quicker than we thought we would if we wait on FEMA. So I think the state needs to take care of ourselves and be the leader on this, and that's where John and I and President Huffman and President McCauley, who represent this county as well, we'll all have your backs. Spoke to the Speaker of the House yesterday, spoke to the President of the Senate yesterday. I think everybody's kind of on the same page. Just met with the governor this morning, so I think once we meld all those together, I think we'll have a plan for you all, and we'll be back here with some good news, I hope. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Joe Antrim, one of the Logan County Commissioners. You know, every resident, every community member, every person, every family, every student at Indian Lake High School is precious to us. And we certainly don't want to lose any of these people because they somehow feel like they no longer have a place in Indian Lake or at Logan County. Certainly, our main goal is to find housing that's appropriate, that's safe for all the residents that have been displaced so far through this disaster. So I want to say thank you to the governor and to the representatives for, their work to try to help us find appropriate housing and everything that goes in that housing to be able to be comfortable and safe. So thank you for all the interest in this and all of our endeavors. Certainly, it's been very gratifying to have support from all around the state at this point. But more important than ever, the Indian Lake community has come together as a team, as a family, to work together to help those in need. And for that, we appreciate it very much.
Amber Fagan, President of the Indian Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. I just would like to thank everybody who's came so far, and I want to make it clear that this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, and please don't forget us because we need a lot more help coming forward. Please remember the United Way of Logan County. There's a tornado relief budget there, so if you want to help Indian Lake, we could really need it. We have complete devastation in many areas of our community. So thank you all for everything you've done for us so far, and please continue.
Before we get to questions, let me just make a couple other comments. Some of the things, as we look at this, we have to look at it from a short term. We have people who are out of houses, but we also have to look at it from the long term. And the long term is that we want this community to continue to thrive. And we want people who are here to know that there is a place for them here, if they want to stay here, because we want them to stay here. And I think that's one of the big concerns. There's also things that are going on that some you might not think about. We have families that have been relocated, that are in motels that are miles and miles away from here, which makes it very difficult for their kids to get back into school. So we're very, very concerned about these kids being out of school as well. I want to thank the community for all their help in regard to the cleanup of the state park. I'm going to ask Director Mary Mertz to come up here and talk a little bit about the condition of the park. We are open for business, and I think we want to send that message. And Director, you want to come up and talk a little bit about that?
Thank you, Governor. So while the community continues to rebuild, we're really proud that Indian Lake State Park is open for business. So we had employees surge in from around the state, and there's a few of them here. I want to say thank you. You guys did an incredible job of cleanup in the lake and cleanup around the lake. And in addition to a lot of great ODNR staff, in addition, community members. We had several hundred community members come out, help clean up the shoreline, help clean up the lake to make it safe. So we are open for business. And this weekend, you know, this state park is in the path of totality for the solar eclipse. We anticipate a full campground. We anticipate a full weekend of activities. We anticipate a great Monday. I'm sure there's going to be sunshine. I'm told that's beyond my control, but I'm hoping for that. And that's going to be a great experience. We know that this lake and this park is an economic engine for the area, and we are committed to this community, and we want to make it work, and we want to make it right. So thank you to the community. Thank you to the staff. We're excited, and we're ready to go. So if there's one bright spot in this story now, we are open, and we invite people, and we want you to have a great time here. So thank you, Governor.
Happy to answer any questions. Anybody?
Governor, we were saying we were going to have a tour this morning, and we heard that perhaps that was canceled.
Yeah, we did not do the tour. I went directly to the meeting. I think we had really the key people there, which is important for me just to listen and to understand, you know, what all the concerns are. And I think they did a very good job of outlining the different concerns that exist.
Was the cancellation due to the weather we're experiencing today?
Yeah, it was just the weather. We just decided not to do it. I mean, I saw a lot coming in. You know, I drove in from Cedarville this morning, saw a lot just coming in from the car. You know, to me, the most important thing was to hear from the leaders of the community what challenges they're having as we try to put together, a plan. You know, we have a number of people who the home is gone. Many of them had no insurance, so they're totally out. And, you know, what we want to do is figure out a way so that we can make sure that they can, you know, get housing quickly, but also we have to worry about the long run. You know, we want them, we have some families who have been here several generations, and, you know, we want them to be able to stay in the community. This is a vibrant community. It's a unique community. It's a very, very special place, and we want them to be able to stay here.
Governor, can you expand upon the action at the State House that you will like lawmakers to take? Is it a bill or elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, I think we have to come up with a plan. I mean, there was a meeting yesterday that had to do with potentially some RVs and some temporary housing. There is a specific fund that, with the permission of the legislature and the governor, we can activate a fund. And you know, one of the possibilities there is actually just grants to people. You know, cash is helpful, and to be able to, you know, allow them to start planning on how they can come back. I mean, there's practical problems that were brought out in our meeting today. You know, the house is gone, or the mobile home is gone, and now you got different rules if you have to put it back in. Might have zoning rules, you might have floodplain rules, you might have other rules. So these are, you know, each case is different, and each case presents a real challenge, so.
Governor, we're getting some questions just on our social media for you today, saying you were gonna be speaking. A woman named Tricia asks, she's from this Logan County area, and she's wondering if, you know, what your message is to people who are living here, who are very, very scared about that weather this evening.
Yeah. Look, we're very, very concerned about weather today. You know, we want to be careful not to overhype things, but when you see a red bullseye on the state of Ohio, you watch the national news last night, everybody gets it, there's this big red blotch that's the entire state of Ohio. So this is a dangerous period of time, particularly beginning about 2 o'clock this afternoon until midnight. And, you know, there's just a lot of bad things that could happen. We hope that they don't happen, but I think people really have to be prepared. And I guess my message would be, you know, I would make sure I knew where I was going for shelter. You know, I think you have to plan that out. Not everybody has a basement. If you have a basement, you know where you're going. But not everybody obviously has a basement. I think figuring out where you're going to go for this period of time is important. This is not a usual day. This is a very unusual day. This is a dangerous day for Ohioans, whether they live at Indian Lake or wherever they live. It's just a lot of different things are going on. We're at a level 4. We're hardly ever at a level 4, and most of the state is at a level 4.
And Governor, the background politics of the state house, do you think that some of the actual assistance might be affected by that?
No, absolutely not. I have no fear that there's anything that at the State House that is going to slow this down. We just have to all agree on a plan, make sure it's a plan that will work for people. But no, nothing's going to stop this, and this is why we may have disagreements about other things. There's no disagreement that Indian Lake is important, the people here are important, and we have to help them.
Do you have a figure in mind?
Not yet.
Do you have a specific date on the timeline when you hope that this can be?
Control board meets in 2 weeks, I think. We would hope certainly we will have a plan before then. And, you know, we're doing this day by day. So we're going to keep you informed exactly where we are. Again, you have really 2 different things. You've got the housing issue, how you deal with that. Then you've got the long run. How do we help people so that they can get back up and, you know, have a long-term plan? What are they going to do? Are they going to be able to stay here? I mean, you can imagine if you lost your home and you don't have anything and you didn't have any insurance, you know, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about trying to figure it out. And so we want to be here to try to help them try to figure it out with some assistance.
You talked about the eclipse a little bit. We know that there's some families who are obviously, a lot of people are coming here and staying at hotels, staying in Airbnbs, but there's also a lot of displaced families who are currently in those hotels and Airbnbs, and we're being told that they're being asked to leave so they can honor, those hotels can honor those people who are coming for the eclipse. Do you know anything about that, or do you have is there a solution there that you know of right now?
Yeah, I don't know a solution. I know that that's a problem because people had booked that for that period of time. I mean, you know, the good news is they didn't book it for very long usually. They booked it for a couple of days. But that is a problem, certainly for those individuals for that time.
Do you know how many folks were displaced here?
I don't have those numbers, but we did, the survey's been done. I mean, the data and the information is in fact available. I don't know if anybody's got that over there.
I got it from yesterday's meeting if you want to.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
It initially was estimated at 500, and between those families that have found the temporary housing and some other results of what they looked for, we're down to about 250, we think, that are critical, and that's kind of where the plan is starting to get them 250. And a lot of those are families that have children that are in the school system, not here. So I think that's the roundabout number, and they're continuing to work their data to get it to an exact number.
I'm sorry, is that individuals or 250 families?
It's 250 families, 250 homes, shelters that are needed. We're past the food and water phase, and we want to get to the shelter phase, is what I'd call it, hierarchy of needs.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, again, finally, just to my fellow Ohioans, this is a day to be very, very careful. It's a day to stay in touch with, stay close to your communication, whether it's TV or radio, or whether it's your devices, and pay attention and plan ahead. You need to have a place where you're going to go if you get the report that you have to shelter. You know, need a place to go. So figure that out now before we get into this situation later today. So again, finally, I'm optimistic about the future of Indian Lake. Again, it's a very, very special place, near and dear to so many people. Indian Lake will come back. Thanks, everybody.
Good job.